Next, I would like to call Adrijana up, and she's going to give us an update on our John and Connie Sawyer's Hand Up Scholarship Fund. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's good to see everybody. Thank you, Julie. Thank you to Adam, who I didn't see yet. I don't know if he's here. Adam Howard? No? Yes, I'll write him a note. For inviting me today. I have spoken with your club a couple of months ago. I don't know if you remember. Some of you may not have been there. Also a proud card-carrying member of the Covington Rotary, so it's good to be among friends. I got asked to give you a quick update on an activity that we all jointly worked on at the tail end of September. So if you remember, and if you potentially were there for the event we had at the Gateway campus, I believe it was early October. What your club did was really establish a fund, an endowment fund that will fund a hand-up grant for students who attend Gateway who might encounter an unforeseen emergency expense. And so before I get into sort of the money part of it, what are we doing and what impact are you having? I just wanted to give you a sense of the number of folks that we serve at Gateway Community Technical College. We do have 3 campuses across Northern Kentucky, one in Covington, one in Edgewood, and one here in Boone County in Florence off of St. Neots. We have in our spring enrollment about 4,200 students or so. That's pretty typical. Fall is usually higher, about 4,500 to 4,600 students. I will tell you upwards of 95% of students who graduate from our school stay in this region. So these are our neighbors and our friends and our family members. This is truly the community in the community college. I wanted to give you a sense of just who we are. This is not necessarily a traditional population that you think of straight out of high school going on into college. These are folks who have had some life happen to them. Not everybody, but a good percentage of them. And in fact, our average age is now skewing a little bit younger than it was even a couple of years ago. It was 25. And that's because we have a lot of students who are what we call dual credit students. And in fact, there might be some scholarship winners here today who take courses with us at the same time as getting their high school diploma. And I was actually at Ignite last year in our president's stead, and I awarded 6 associate degrees to students who are graduating at the high school at the same time. So watch out for them. They're going to be world domination. Okay, what else am I telling you about? So you'll see that about 80% of them work. So these are not folks who are waiting for assistance and are sort of not trying to help themselves. It is really a population that is trying to change their circumstance for the better through education, but also working either full-time or part-time. And a number of them, about 1 in 5, have a dependent child or children at home. May I ask you to move? Thank you. Just quick stats, and again, I'm happy to email this to folks who want to dive deeper. You're more than welcome to get in touch with me and come visit any of our campuses. I'd be happy to give you a tour. We have a survey that we just completed of students who we serve, and you'll see that a lot of them are right on that bubble of one emergency away from things really going out of control, spiraling. And the way that looks typically presents itself is that a student might have a flat tire in their vehicle. They have a tough time addressing that, maybe $200-300 to repair. And what they'll do is they'll pick up another shift at work, which will cause them to miss class. Now they're going to be behind on their classwork, grades suffer, and so on and so forth. So this happens more than you know. And so it's really in cause of addressing things like that I feel your fund was established. So 50% reported being housing insecure. We do a lot of assistance of our students with their mortgage, especially since the COVID relief dollars. Some of those funds have gone away. I feel like there's a plethora of them, and then they all kind of pull back. We see a lot more requests for assistance for that. Food security, again, as a result of philanthropy, we've had pantry established in each of our campuses, and it offers also fresh food, so refrigerated items. And I will say Gateway is not unique in that sense. Hunger on campuses is a fairly common occurrence. About 65%, they had some trouble getting $500 or so in cash. So again, think about that one thing that just gets you away from a total crisis of your home. And about 61% said they had to worry about money or were worried about running out of funds for their household. So again, that very sensitive population that's trying to do better, but could use some help or does need some help every once in a while. Thank you. Okay, so what you're looking at here, and again, happy to send more detailed report. I sent to Dwayne and a couple other friends from Rotary here just a snapshot of what we have to expect. So again, we established a fund of $30,000. That is your contribution, your club's contribution in honor of John and Connie Salyers in September, tail end of September. We matched that because we had a matching grant. We matched that, so we have an endowed principal of $60,000. By the way, that is not the beginning and the end. Anyone can contribute to that endowment. So if you want to do a fundraiser and the proceeds of that all go to build that principal, I hope that you do that. But I just got a report from our system office, and so on June 30th, they will have deposited about $1,500 already for this academic year, and then the next academic year, there'll be another $2,200 or so. So all told, starting in August, we'll have about $3,700 to issue in mini grants. And again, please know it's not me deciding that a student is worthy. There's a selection team. We never give the money directly to student. We always work with their vendors. So if it's Duke and they're about to get their electricity shut off, we write a check to Duke. So it goes directly for the cause that it's intended. And I will say the thing that I want to highlight more than anything is that this is in perpetuity. So long after I'm gone, long after all of us are gone, and there's other people working at Gateway, your gift and your philanthropy will be there to help these students and preserve the legacy of Salyers. So I just want to thank you so much. Happy to answer questions. And that's my report, Mr. Chairman. Any questions for me? Yes, hi, Peter.
Sure that this includes the Gateway?
Yes, we have over 30 associate degree programs. Is that what you mean? Yes, and these are two-year associate degrees, which all of our credits are transferable to any major university. So if you are a high school student or a high school teacher, and you want to encourage your students to complete their general education courses, they can carry those courses straight on to a four-year school. And if they get their first 2 years with us, it'll cost them about $10,000 less. So I would say that's an entrepreneurial choice. In addition to that, there are hundreds and hundreds of industry certificates or short-term programs. So for instance, a line technician, the folks who climb the poles and fix your electricity after a storm, that's a 16-week course. And so for 16 weeks of training, you can go into a starting wage of $50,000 plus, and those guys after a couple of years in the field can easily make six figures. So there's a number of those credentials and programs. I hope you consider it. Any other questions? All right. Now enjoy your lunch. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, Billy.